I think you must have received the mail.
Yes, I did. Yes, yes. So we are live now. Welcome to all the viewers. Hello, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Nutrition Nectar, fresh from my garden. Today's guest is Dr. Sheela Nambiar. Yes, we are namesakes. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box. Let me introduce Dr. Sheela Nambiar to you. She is an obstetrician, gynecologist, and a lifestyle medicine physician. She completed her MD in obstetrics and gynecology at Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, as a gold medalist. She is currently the consultant OBGYN at Parvati Medical Center in Ooty. She also runs a fitness studio in Chennai, the TFL Fitness Studio. Passionate about fitness and holistic health, she's been using fitness, food, and lifestyle modification for patients to prevent, manage, and even reverse lifestyle related diseases since the year 2000. She has a wellness program called Training for Life. Okay, we had a bit of a connectivity issue, so I'm going to read out the
Yeah.
introduction again. Dr. Sheela Nambiar is an obstetrician, gynecologist, and a lifestyle medicine physician. She completed her MD in obstetrics and gynecology at Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, as a gold medalist. She is currently the consultant OBGYN at Parvati Medical Center in Ooty. She also runs a studio in Chennai, the TFL Fitness Studio. Passionate about her Passionate about her fitness and holistic health, she has been using fitness, food, and lifestyle modification for patients to prevent, manage, and even reverse lifestyle related diseases. Since the year 2000, she has a wellness program called Training for Life TFL. While her medical practice is confined to her hospital in Ooty, her fitness and lifestyle consultancy is offered through her hospital in Ooty, her fitness center, the TFL Fitness Studio in Chennai, and also through online consultations. She is an author of 3 best selling books on fitness and lifestyle: Get Size-Wise, Gain to Lose, and the latest, Fit After 40, which she published in August 2018. Wow. She is the president of the Indian Society of Lifestyle Medicine, and her subject expertise on fitness, food, and lifestyle takes her to conferences, both national and international, TEDx, social organizations, schools, colleges, and corporates for talks and workshops. A very impressive resume, I must say, Sheela, and it is so nice to have you on this platform. So a very warm welcome to you, and I'm really honored that you're here.
Thank you, Sheila. It's my privilege, honestly. And this is going to be a very different kind of thing that I'm doing,
Thank you.
something about my garden, and which I've never done before. So let's just hope it's what you
Yeah.
expect. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a casual interaction, so it's okay. Yeah. So let me begin with the first question. What grows in your kitchen garden?
A whole lot of things, actually, Sheila. We have a whole lot of herbs like rosemary, thyme, peppermint. We've got mint. We've got, and I've got a few of them behind me, right behind me. We've got celery. We've got rocket, and I've got a whole lot of greens as well. So primarily, my mother, who's 80 plus, is the gardener. I'm not. Okay, but I
Wow.
got interested in vegetables. Yeah, she's really interested in gardening, and her interest is flowers, and she's got the most beautiful flowers. I was tempted to send you pictures of her flowers, but I stuck to the vegetable part of it. I got interested in the veggies and the herbs and all that because I use them a lot in cooking. And since I live in Uti, this is a beautiful place to actually grow these things. So I've attempted it, and it's just so easy to grow. Most of them are so easy to grow. So yeah, we've got a range in our garden, in our garden. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. It sounds, in fact, I think being in Ooty itself is like living in a garden, right?
It is. It is amazing. Yeah, I think one of the best parts of um, the whole COVID pandemic for me was the fact that despite the lockdown, I could still experience nature to a large extent, both in my garden, as well as you do have walking trails which are safe and not definitely not crowded. So that was a great boon. Because it's not like in the cities where you're cooped up in a little apartment. So nature is definitely something that I appreciate. I've been born and brought up here, so for me, it's like a part of my life, and I truly appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a great boon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
My second question to you is, do you use any special methods or ingredients in growing these?
Okay, so to be honest, I did not know the answer to this one because, like I said, I'm not the gardener. But I quickly checked with my gardener what he uses, and he says we use only cow manure, and we have our own compost pit. So, which means that it's made in a particular way, and we throw in all the biodegradable food products, etc., which are wasted peels and the kitchen products, and the earthworms get at it, and they convert the whole thing into a fabulous black mud kind of thing, and that is used as compost, and that is supposed to be extremely good for the plants, and it is obviously is, because as you can see, I've got the most amazing, see, these are, I don't know if you can see it, this is
Yes.
spinach. Yeah, it's a form of spinach. It's not the kind that you see in the cities. It's a small leaved spinach. It's a bit more pungent than the larger spinach. And I've got kale, which grows like wild, in the garden, and rosemary. This is rosemary, and it's even got a little few flowers. So yeah, so all these things, they can be either potted or they are directly grown in the ground, and they grow abundantly. In fact, sometimes it's almost like they grow like weeds, and we have to literally take them out and chop, use them
Wow.
in the kitchen. Yeah, use them to cook, and I keep distributing them as well. We've got a lime tree, which we have these little limes which make amazing juice, as well as if you want to make lemon cake and things like that, they're really good because they've got a lovely sweet sour taste. And yeah, we've got a couple of other fruit trees as well, peaches. We've got pears. We've got something called tree tomatoes. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a little reddish fruit which is very tart. And what else have we got? Guavas, both the regular guava as well as what's called the Chinese guava, which is a tiny little version of guava, which is very sour again. So all these things grow quite abundantly in Ooty and most of the Nilgiris.
Okay, that's
We're having a connectivity issue. Can you see?
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine, I think.
Okay, great. It's wonderful. Yeah, I'm curious to understand. Okay, I already have some people saying hello on the chat. Uh, uh, three dietitians have logged in and they're saying hello. And there's a dietitian who's logged in from Ethiopia, and
Oh, wow.
she's, yeah. And her name is Tejinder Kaur Sarna. She's logged in from Ethiopia. Hello, Tejinder. Thank you for joining. Molly Joshi. She's a very senior dietitian from Ludhiana. Molly, thank you for joining in. And there's Veena Upadhyay from Bangalore. Veena, thank you for joining in. And I hope you're enjoying what Dr. Sheela Nambiar is sharing with all of us. And, apart from being a gynecologist and a lifestyle medicine specialist, she's a wonderful, can I say gardener? I know you're not a gardener as such. But okay, you have a lovely garden. So
a lovely garden, yes. And I'm very interested in food.
Okay,
so.
wonderful. Okay, all right, great. So I'm just curious about that. The tomato and the Chinese guava that you mentioned.
Yes.
What's a Chinese guava?
I don't know how the name came about, Sheila. Maybe the Chinese planted them here when they were here, because the Chinese were here in the Nilgiris, planting the tea bushes and all of that. So it's a very tiny version of the guava. It's not as hard. It's a bit soft and it's very tart.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not the season, so
okay.
I can't show it to you. Yeah, and it becomes red when it's ripe. It becomes red, so it's about this small, and it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
Either to eat plain or throw them into salads and things like that. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, does it taste like guava, the regular Indian guava that we used to?
No, not at all. Not at all. Very tart. It tastes like a berry. It's actually almost, I think I would say it's a berry. Yeah, it's called a Chinese guava, but I think it's a berry. I don't know if it has any other name. I should look it up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it tastes very tart, and it's got those little seeds, like a guava, but it doesn't taste anything like a guava.
Oh, wonderful. That's so interesting. And okay, so, again, a couple of people are saying this topic is very close to my heart. So they're Ipsita Chakravarti. So nice to see you here, Ipsita. So Ipsita is again a senior dietitian from Calcutta, and she says very interesting topic, and she has lots of plants at her residence. So I'm sure she will be able to, understand what you're saying. It's so nice. Ipsita, I'm going to have you on my show one day if you have plants. Sorry?
I said she may be able to enlighten me also about a couple of things.
Yes. Ipsita, I will have you on my show on another day, but let's move on with what Sheela has to say. Okay. My last question to you, Sheela, is in what dishes do you use your, the produce that you grow in your garden? I mean, I'm not talking about fruits. Fruits are probably eaten as is, but the rest of it, how do you use them? And
Yeah. So the herbs, Sheila, we could use it while baking with potatoes, with any kind of stir-fried vegetables. They can be used as fresh herbs. These things are available in the dried form in the stores. The same thing that's just dried out. So if you use them fresh, they're not as strong as when they're used dry, but you can just chop them up and use them in any kind of a stir fry. Of course, they don't have an Indian flavor, except for mint, of course. Coriander and mint, which I have plenty of, can be used in Indian cuisine, for curries, for chutneys, any of those things. Spinach, of course, can be used. This spinach can be used as palak paneer. Although, like I said, it's a bit more strong flavored than the regular palak, and you do need to put it in boiling water and squeeze out the water because of the oxalates. And then kale, of course, is used stir fried. I like it. I enjoy it stir fried. And honestly, I think this is maybe a different kind of kale. I don't know
if
this
doesn't look like kale. It doesn't look like what we know as kale.
As kale, yeah, but it's called. We locally call it kale, and it doesn't grow much bigger than this. Maybe just a little bigger. And you take out the central stem, and you can stir fry it with just some garlic, and it tastes amazing. You can throw it into other stir fried veggies, soups. You can make soup with it. And the baby kale, when it's very, very young, you can even eat it raw. So, because it's got this one's got a very mild flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and I have rocket as well. Rocket is also used in salads, in wraps, in sandwiches. And again, I don't know if this is the real original rocket, but it's kind of, it tastes peppery and it's really yum. And what else? And you won't believe, this is these are nasturtiums. You can even see the flowers. And I learned quite that you can use nasturtiums flowers as well as the baby leaves in salads. They taste quite nice, and of course, they make the salad look beautiful. Yeah, so
Cool.
yeah, so you can, yeah, you can throw that into salad, and then what else? Of course, this is I think this is thyme. I think that's thyme, and of course
Okay.
that's mint, and then I have celery. I brought these here for you, by the way. They don't sit here. They're usually in the greenhouse. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So from the garden to the home, it's really beautiful. I request the viewers, if you have any questions, you please feel free to ask. Anything else you would like to say, Sheela, apart from whatever questions I asked you, would you like to add anything else?
Yeah.
And then we will move on to the questions if there are any.
Yeah, I think a lot. Food is such an important topic, Sheila. It's close to everybody's heart. Most people love food, and when you start talking about food, there's so many opinions, and because we all feel that we are authorities on food. And one of the reasons I'm interested in the vegetable garden is because I primarily eat a whole food plant-based diet. So it's nice to see that, it's nice to see it from its source. When I put it into soups and into curries and chutneys, it's lovely from the garden. Something so special about that. And of course, the whole concept of organic gardening and organic produce has gained a lot of momentum now. And we don't use any insecticides or pesticides in our garden. So, by definition, I guess you could call it organic. But you see, the thing is, I think the land around also needs to be free of pesticides. And I can't say it is. I know even 1 kilometer from, or even less than a kilometer from here, we have potato fields and carrot fields, which are sprayed all the time.
Oh,
So I'm sure a lot of that seeps into the soil, and there must be some of that, exposed. Our plants must be exposed to some of that, but mostly it's organic. There's nothing that's sprayed, which is why they may not look as lush, and they do look lush, but they may not look as lush as when they have been treated with all kinds of things. And like for instance, this lime, it doesn't grow much bigger than this, but I know that when it's treated pesticides, they become really, really huge. So but we leave them like this, and we eat them like this, and we use them as mainly for cakes and desserts. They taste amazing. Eat the whole thing, including the rind. It's got a lovely.
wow.
So yeah, so food, I think something close to people's heart. And if you really invest in food, from the source to the plate, from the, what they call it, something from the farm to the plate or something like that, I think it makes a lot of difference. And there's a certain level of mindfulness that goes into it, when you eat what you're growing, and who's helped you grow it. Like my gardener is quite interested most of the time. Some of the time he has to be urged to look after the plants, but he's really enthusiastic about it. And I've got a dear friend sent me broccoli seeds recently, and they are supposed to be sprouted and eaten as microgreens. I think you had a talk on microgreens recently,
Yes.
which was wonderful. So I'm waiting for the broccoli greens to grow so I can send you pictures. And in fact, my slideshow has the broccoli greens just growing, about a
Oh,
centimeter.
okay. So should I share the slides because they took a little while to download for some reason?
Oh, okay.
I think
If
they're
they've
finally
not done,
downloaded. Should I share them now or
yeah, you could.
may
You
I?
could just go through them. Yeah, yeah, really quick. I just took some photographs of different things in the garden.
Okay, just give me a minute. It seems to be hidden somewhere. Okay, here it is. Is it called My Garden?
Yes, yes.
Okay, please give me a minute. I need to open the slideshow first.
So if anyone knows what this is, they can please put it in
Yeah, from the
the.
viewers, maybe
Uh,
if anyone knows, perhaps.
I don't know if it's the same thing as this. This is rosemary, I know, but I don't know what this is.
Any
Does it
guesses,
smell the same?
viewers? If okay, yeah, I've just got your PowerPoint switched on, so I'm going to share this. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to share it now. Share the screen. There it is. Okay, are you able to see?
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. So let me make this a PowerPoint show.
Slide.
Yeah,
Slide. Yeah.
right. So would you like to say what's what?
Yeah. So are we seeing it as a slideshow?
Yeah, on my screen, it's a slideshow.
Oh, it's not a slideshow here, Sheila.
Uh, okay.
Oh, maybe you could just click, maybe it'll go to the next one.
Yeah, it moved forward on my screen.
Did it? It's not moving on mine. So
Oh,
first one is, yeah, the first picture is spring onions. Got this whole bed of spring onions.
okay. I'm just going to stop. I've just stopped sharing. I'm going to start sharing again. Let's see if
Okay.
there was a
Okay.
problem with that. Sorry. Does this work?
Yeah. Now it's working. So these are the
Okay, great.
broccoli sprouts, Sheila.
Okay,
I was
so these
telling
are
you
the ones
about.
you're talking about, microgreens.
Yes, the microgreens. And apparently these are extremely healthy and all of that, and just waiting to eat them. So I think you just, cut off the heads and you throw them into salads.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah. Can we move on? Next slide. So this is, yeah. Yeah, the one before that was coriander. And this was our,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was coriander. This is our walnut tree, which is, yeah,
Wow.
this is walnut tree. It's not given fruit as yet. I mean, the walnuts as yet, but it's an enormous and beautiful tree, absolutely beautiful tree.
Okay.
And this is the guava tree. This is the Chinese guava I was telling you about. If you can see a tiny little
Okay.
green one there at the bottom, that's the one
This
that becomes
one.
red. Yeah, yeah. That just becomes red. It doesn't grow much bigger than that. It just becomes bright red.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And that's the regular guava tree. It's just a small plant. It hasn't grown. And behind that, you can see beetroot, the beetroot leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the spinach I was talking to you, which I had brought to show you. It just grows wild. It's a little, it's like a little creeper. These are the beans. You can see the beans on the side with the red
Oh, yeah.
flowers. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the beans. Yeah,
Lots of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what this. I think this is. I think this is turnips. Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's turnips. Yeah. This is the kale.
Ah,
So it grows into a big bush and has these leaves on the top and on the sides.
nice. Looks,
This is baby spinach. That's baby spinach. You just cut it, you eat it as it is, and it's delicious. You can either eat it raw because it's so mild, or you can put it into, and it's not the same as this spinach. This is the big spinach, but the baby version. So you can,
it's
when
such
you,
a beautiful green.
yeah, it is, and you just throw it into stir fries. It tastes absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Of course, with lots of weeds, I think, in between. You know that whole leaf thing that you can see in the corner? It's a little, it's a very sour plant. You know, I use it in salads. I don't know if it's supposed to be used in salads, but it's a real tart little plant. Uh, and it's called Puliyangire in Tamil. And it's, I don't think people use
Okay.
it, but I use it in salads.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I was asking. I don't know what that is. I think it's that's not rosemary. I think
Okay.
it. Yeah, if anybody
Okay.
knows.
I'm not able to see the chat right now because I'm
Okay.
on the
Oh,
slideshow.
yeah,
So maybe a little later we'll
yeah,
check if anybody has an answer to this, like a
yeah,
quiz question.
yeah. This is a form of greens. You know, it's that the regular green that you use for curries with
Mm-hmm.
dal and lentils. You can use this. Yeah.
Okay.
That's spring onion again. You can use the stem as well as the leaves, and they have a really nice oniony taste. Yeah, that's the spring onion.
I think we did this
Is it
already.
repeating? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, this is new.
Yeah, that's the pear tree in the fall.
Ah,
The beautiful leaves. No fruit at this point when I took the picture, but I just thought the leaves were so beautiful. This is the color they change in this month, you know, July, August.
this I think is a repeat.
Kale again, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's the baby spinach with mint. Yeah, these are all repeats. I don't know why. That's rocket.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Which
regular?
one? Oh, yeah.
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 And this is the irregular gone wild. This is our peach tree.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our peach tree. Beautiful peach flowers.
Yeah, the flower is so beautiful.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's from
That's
our
your
garden.
garden basket?
Yeah, yeah. So excited to get that. Yeah, these are some of the salads that I throw all my herbs, and there's some spinach in there.
Wow.
Mhm.
Look at the colors.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
some rocket and yeah, zucchini, I think. Or is it zucchini? Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's about it.
yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I was just looking at the colors, such bright and brilliant colors in your salads.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think when they come straight from the garden, they just look and taste very different.
Okay, let me just quickly check if anybody has said, okay, wow. So there are a lot of comments here. Anything else you would like to say, Sheela, before?
Hear from the audience.
Yeah, great. So, okay, so Tejinder from Ethiopia says the soil is so fertile here, that is in Ethiopia, that she grows many of the things at home in big tubs. And all she has to do is just slice her vegetables and put them in the soil, and the soil is, really free of fertilizers, which is fantastic, I think. She also has a question: why is that one produce if a plant grows very well, the other one doesn't grow very well? Any thoughts on that?
I suppose different plants need different kinds of temperature and soil, um, and yeah, and sunlight and things like that. You know, depending on some grow really well in the shade, whereas some need direct sunlight. So maybe it's something to do with that.
Okay, Molly Joshi. Molly, thank you for recognizing it. She says turnip. Now, I don't know which one was the turnip part, but she has written an answer turnip. So,
The one that I thought was the turnip. So I'm glad I'm right. I was waiting for it to grow, pull it out to see what it was.
okay. So there's a question from Susan Verghese. Susan, thank you for joining in. Is kale better than spinach for heart health? What do you think, Sheela?
Different nutrients, don't they, Sheila? I don't think it's one particular food that can be called a superfood, you know? It's a
Yeah,
trend, all
true.
things superfood, and then, believe that that is like the best thing to eat. I think it's
Yeah.
it's about variety and using different colors on your plate, all of that. If you get kale, great, but if you don't get it, it doesn't make sense for you to import it from somewhere and eat it. I mean, to me, I think eating local is just so much better, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that answer. And okay, baby spinach is too tasty. Somebody's recognized mint. And Molly says, so nice to see such a huge collection of herbs. Wonderful. Where? Okay, I think this is going to be the last question. That there is a compliment again, wonderful garden to look at. So I'm sure they're so impressed with your slides, Sheela, and your photographs and all of that. But this is the last question, and it says, "Where is this garden?" Do you want to tell them? They'll probably all visit you.
Yeah, this is in Ooty. This is in Ooty, which is south of India, which is in the Nilgiris. We are 8,000 feet above sea level, so the temperature is around, it goes down to about 2 in the winter. And in the summer, it's about 22, 23. That's about it. So, we are always cool, always needing to wear a sweater or at least layer. And we've got really nice, bright sun most of the time, but we also have rain a lot, very erratic weather. So you're all dressed, in light clothes, and then it starts pouring outside. So a lot of these plants, I think, thrive in this kind of weather. And we've got a lot of tea and coffee, not so much coffee. I think a lot of tea here. Tea grows abundantly. We've got many, many tea gardens and estates. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, thank you once again, Sheela, for joining in. And it was really a treat looking at your garden, the produce, and looking at all the beautiful pictures and your salad bowls. That was a wonderful treat. It was really a treat for the eyes. Thank you so much for joining in and sparing your time. I know you have an extremely busy schedule, but still, yeah, it was really lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much. And please tell your guests to your audience to also join us on Saturday, because I'll be talking to you about diet at 5:30. And we could put a link into the you could put a link into the chat box for them to hear in your YouTube channel, Sheela, so they can follow. Yeah, so that's
okay. So
you can just put it into one of the comments.
Do you have the link?
No, I'll send you the poster, which will have the link.
All right. Sure.
So you can just add it into the comments. So thank you so much. It's been
Thank you so much.
a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.